Okay, hey guys. I'm just doing an opera now, so that's why I'm dressed like a sailor. This isn't my usual outfit. I wanted to give you guys a few tips for auditions. So I've got my little script here. I wrote it down on a napkin, tissue, because I didn't have a piece of paper. Anyway, audition tips. So we've got a few chapters. We've got CV making, photos, video footage, and the actual audition. I've got 3 tips for each area. Hopefully it should help some of you. This is the kind of things that I think about when I'm trying to audition for a company. So first of all, the CV, you want to make it short and you want to make it simple. Like the director's got thousands or, I don't know, hundreds or thousands of CVs that they have to look through, and they don't want to look through like 2 pages of full writing. Like even when you're probably, even for this video now, if it's got too much information in it, you're going to scroll off it because it's going to be too much work. Like you don't want to even read a book that's got small writing and is packed. So when you're making your CV, make it like very readable. Like imagine the director's a 5-year-old or something. Like with reading comprehension, not with don't treat them stupidly or whatever, but you know what I mean. Yeah, so you want to make the director's life as easy as possible. So don't put any additional information other than the exact thing that they need to see. So try not to be like cute and funny in your CV. I know it's difficult because if you've got a great personality like me, then you're going to want to be trying to be funny. And first of all, they might not understand your sense of humor because you understand your sense of humor, but they might not anyway. So don't be cute, be very simple, very basic. I went to this school, I went to these companies, I did these roles, very easy. No spelling mistakes, so don't write your CV like very rushed. Ideally, you won't just wait until the beginning of the audition season to start thinking about your CV. Ideally, after every role that you do, you just add it to your CV. And then when it comes to audition season, you cut away the roles that you think are not very useful or that the director might not be interested in. Actually, even better is every single company you go to, you would rewrite, every time you send your CV, you should, well, not everyone does, I don't, okay, but you should rewrite your CV so it's exactly what that director wants to see. So say you're going to a contemporary company, you wouldn't have loads and loads of ballet on your CV. You would have all the best and most difficult, most popular contemporary works on your CV. And then same for when you're going to a really classical ballet company or something Russian, you'd be like only putting the choreographers that are most relatable to that director. So yeah, lost my script. Yeah, so update your CV often, short and simple, no spelling mistakes. So as for photos, ideally it's professional photos. That would be great. So in school, you're pretty much forced to have professional photos. So you'll probably end up using those for a few years. But when you get a bit older, then maybe you can't use those same photos anymore because you look completely different. Then it would be great if you would then have another professional photography session, and then you could then use those photos for another few years. So when you are doing the photos, you have to show the lines. That's the most important thing. So they want to see how good your legs are, your feet, and definitely show your good side in everything. So if you're not really happy with your photos, definitely get them redone. Because what I did, I got my photos done at school and I wasn't very happy with them. And then I had those photos for the next few years. And it would have been much better if I just did another photo shoot. And then I was then happy with that next photo shoot instead of just being like a bit grumpy with my photos the whole time. So get some that you actually appreciate. Get someone to look over your photos and like double check with you if you don't really know what you're doing, like I didn't when I was 19. But yeah, make sure you like them. And you might also have a good side of your face. So when you're doing your headshots, make sure you have lots of like different options to pick from. Okay, now we move on to the video footage. So everyone hates recording their videos, and for good reason. It's super stressful. For good reason, it's super stressful. But we have to do it, and ideally you get very good at it as well. So if you have lots and lots of footage, like lots of tries, then you'll be able to pick the best one. Maybe you have like a really lucky day and you do like 10 pirouettes or whatever, and you're really on your leg and your lines look great and your musicality is perfect. Then you could use that for the next few years and it'll be great. What you don't want to do is what I did, and I think a lot of people do, is they don't do, same with a CV, they don't do any work at all on their CV, their photos, and their video. And then when it comes to audition time, then they're like, oh no, now I'm gonna try and do everything. Or they try and do it within like 3 days. So I remember at school, I just went to one of my friends, I was like, hey, can you help me film my audition video? And then we were there, I think we ran the variation like 3 times. And then after that, we were like, it's good enough. Don't be thinking, it's good enough. I did, but you want it to be, like, probably try recording your variation like 50 times, and then you can pick out of 50 instead of not doing anything and then picking out of the 3. Because when I actually look back at that audition video, it was not good enough. Definitely not. And like not good enough for me now, but even then it wasn't good enough. It wasn't the best I could do. And you really want the best that you can do, because the director doesn't think, but this was probably like a bad day for them. Nah, they don't care. Of course they don't care. They see 1,000 people and they're not going to think, each of these people could have been better. Maybe they could have, but why would you put yourself into that position when you could just record it 50 times, be the best that you can be? Even, so when I started doing Instagram, I was recording myself all the time, every day. Like whenever I would do anything, I pretty much record it. And I ended up having like these really lucky fluke days. And when I had these days, I would do like...
Poproszę również panią garderobioną i fryzjerkę do normy z tyłu sceny.
I would end up doing like 5 pirouettes, finish on balance, or 6 pirouettes, finish on balance. Just be like, wow, that's amazing. And then I'd record it. And it would pretty much be better than what I could usually do. So say on average, I would do 5 pirouettes and come down within 1 second. And then one day I would do 5 pirouettes, hold it for like 3 seconds, clap 3 times, come down. That is better than my average. So the director would actually be seeing better than you when they see the video of you, when they see your video. That's a good position to be in, because then you look at your audition material and you're actually proud of it. You think to yourself, damn, this is a good dancer. As if it's not even you. Because it's kind of, it is, but it's kind of not, you know what I mean? Anyway. All right, now I've scrumpled my tissue up again for like the 3rd time. So video footage, no mistakes, no music problems. So sometimes people are just fully off the music. Get a more musical friend to watch you do the variation or look over the variation if you're unmusical. But it's really, really important, and directors really care if you're on the music or not, especially if you're auditioning for corps de ballet, because it's like, if you can't be on the music in the solo that you should have practiced 1,000,000 times, why would they expect you to be on the music in corps de ballet? Like, you might be off the music and out of line, and lots of other problems could come out of this one thing. So no mistakes, be on the music, and yeah, I already said this one, but record yourself before it's necessary. Okay, as for the actual audition, so you're probably not going to be able to sleep the night before, if you're anything like me. You'll be super stressed. You'll be like, oh my God, audition. Especially if you don't audition often. I think if you were to do like 10 in a row, then you would chill out a little bit more. Because, when I was at school, we had loads and loads of auditions at the same time. Then I could chill. Anyway, so it's the night of the audition. Try to sleep as much as you can. Try to eat really good, normal things. Don't do a lot more than what you usually do. So let's say you have your normal warm-up before class. Say you do 20 minutes of Pilates or something like that. Just because it's the audition, don't then do an hour of Pilates, because you're not really used to it. So try to stay within what you're used to, what feels comfortable. If you don't do any warm-up at all, then you can add 20 minutes of Pilates or body conditioning or something like that. But don't go from 0 to 100, because then you might just get completely tired. And you don't know what your body's gonna do, like how it's gonna react if you change everything up so much. So don't go too astray out of your regular system. So you're gonna do your body conditioning. You're gonna ignore everyone else because you might get stressed if you see these. It's always Italians. They're always really flexible Italians. So you see these Italians stretching and you think to yourself, oh my God, they're so much more flexible than me. Oh no, and you might get into your head. Completely ignore that. Just stay in your zone, do the things that you know you can do. And then when the actual audition starts, don't copy anyone else. I don't know what it is about auditions, but no one seems to be able to pick up the choreography. Like the basic bar steps that they would be able to do if it wasn't an audition, now no one remembers, and everyone's looking at each other, and the director and the ballet masters can see, and they're just like, oh, no one knows the choreography. So if you can, be the person that actually knows the steps and is on the music, and then you'll stand out. Try and be clean, like well-groomed, don't smell. I mean, hopefully that goes without saying, but, you know, wear deodorant, shower, have good hair. And then just understand that you're there to solve their problem. Like, obviously, they're solving your problem, they're giving you a job, but you're a problem solver. If they didn't have a problem, then they wouldn't need you at all. So the director's like, okay, I want to put on a production, I need this many dancers. We have a problem because we don't have that many dancers. Or there are people leaving from my company. So we have this problem, I need to fill the gap. So then they audition and they're trying to fill the gap. So they have a problem. Now you're there to solve that problem. So try to just zero in on being as square shaped to fit the square shaped hole as possible. Don't try and be too extra. Obviously show your personality and stuff, but if you can just be very clean, I'm professional, I pick up the steps, you give me this, I do this. Give me this, I do this. It's consistent and they know what they're getting. That is a employable person. Okay? So yeah, hopefully some of that was useful. We can admire my sailor costume. Yeah, that's pretty much it though. Now I need to go do my opera, so thanks for watching, and leave a comment if you want me to do another video on something else, or message me on Instagram. If you want to do any work with me, then you can book a call with me one-on-one. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Subscribe if you're not. Thanks for watching.